Robinson.
I am Mike Mick.
And I already have TikTok live going.
Hello, TikTok.
Just clicked go live on Facebook. And I think we're already live on YouTube because there's no button to click and it says end stream.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me put these
Hello
over.
to everybody who's joined.
So this is the first time doing like a multi-platform live stream. So you'll have to bear with us on several different things.
Yeah. Brand new.
I have the comments pulled up for Facebook and YouTube. I don't know that I'll be able to watch the TikTok comments. So you can comment and I'll try to get back to you when possible. I'll try to pull up TikTok in a second. But first I need to try to get my phone out of the view of the Facebook stream. So one sec.
Yeah. As you can see his case on his phone. He's about to move that, so it's not in the shot. And it is out of the shot. He did it. Success.
Okay. That was way easier than I thought it, and it's crooked now.
He's a perfectionist, everyone. He wants to make sure that we're perfectly on there.
I want people to have a good viewing experience.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see the lag delay between Facebook and YouTube because they're different.
Yeah, it is funny.
That's going to be distracting. I won't look at it. Okay. So to start with, we're doing the rest of the box of Universal Yums.
Yes.
And
was there like 4 items in there?
Yeah, I think there's 4 left. And then I have several notes on like what I used to not be able to eat as a kid because of like the sugar content and the colors and whatever. So like a couple different things like quirky parent stuff from growing up. I found out I was researching a bunch of different beer last night and found that German follows some purity law that was made in like 1516. So I want to talk about that.
Oh.
And I think I have several other.
So recent.
I have several other notes on my phone.
I have some
that I now can't access. So
that was
that's
well
good.
planned.
Yeah, it was. Thanks. I'm glad I have notes here then.
I have notes as well. So I told you I went and had a cheeseburger today.
Yes.
Cheddar cheese, fried egg, and bacon. As I finished my burger, somebody comes up to me. This woman in the restaurant. She walks up and she's like, "I need help with my phone." She's like,
With
have
her phone.
Her phone, yeah.
Just a random person.
A random person. Never met her before in my life.
Wow.
She was having trouble. She's like, I just don't understand this technology. She's like, I'm
you
old.
look handy.
So she actually opened up her phone. She unlocked it. She handed it to me, and I was looking at it. And I made sure one of the first things I did was look and make sure that it was not on airplane mode. I've actually had mine.
It's a good thing to check.
It was in my pocket. And I've accidentally turned it on airplane mode, but there was a little airplane,
yeah, the little airplane.
Yeah, but there wasn't that on hers. So then I looked at a couple things and I handed it back to her. I was like, "Did you try resetting it?
Restarting it?
Restarting it, yeah." And she's like,
"How do you do that?"
She's like, "Oh shit, no, I didn't." She sat down. She restarted her phone, and it worked.
Oh, look at you, tech savvy.
Yeah,
tried turning it off and back on again.
That was my well, it worked. that was my good deed for
the
decade.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say month. Yes. So the snacks we have left are the long chips that are mashed potato, creamy mushroom.
Ugh. Nothing about that sounds good.
This one is a chocolate bar with apple, wafer, and nuts.
That's nuts.
Dill flavored potato chips, and a cookie. I don't remember what this one is.
Literally the only thing in there that looks appealing to me right now. Remember, we saved that one for this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember what that is. I have the paper right in front of me, but I think we'll start with the little chewy again.
The chewy candy.
Let me flip open to.
And for people who don't know, we get a subscription for Universal Yums. It comes once a month.
We're not sponsored, by the way.
We are not sponsored, and it's a different country each time.
Yeah, so this is the Baltics.
Yes.
So this one is, what was I looking for? The pergola bar. Pergola milk chocolate with cookie filling. with a Dutch butter cookie filling. And these chewies are Gotina strawberry fudge.
Yeah, I knew it was some kind of strawberry fudge type thing. I just couldn't.
And it is very warm in this room today. Extremely warm.
I wrap it up tight.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's some pretty good fudge packers out there. For those of you that don't Google that. That's pretty good.
It is.
It's like if a Fig Newton had fudge instead of the super powdery dry outside that it does. That's really good.
So have you ever needed another reason to not go to California?
I don't.
Well,
But tell me anyway.
There's another good reason to not go to California. Apparently, I'm not saying the entire state, so let's not get this the wrong idea.
I am.
But in parts of California, gas prices have gone back up to around $7 a gallon.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. $7 a gallon.
I read there's one I think it's in Florida. There's one gas station that the gas prices is like $8 or $10 a gallon. And the reason for that is he wanted the owner of it wanted a convenience store, and the city would only approve a convenience store there if he had a gas station. He argued back and forth with the board or whoever the fuck it is often for a while, and they're like, no, we're not going to approve it and won't let you have a convenience store there unless it has a gas station. He goes, okay, fine, put a gas station there. So he owns the gas station and convenience store.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to deal with the gas side of it. So he just has the price listed as like $8 or $10 a gallon. So if somebody buys it, like he's making stupid money, but he doesn't have to refill the tanks almost ever.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to fucking pay that for gas.
There's a place that I drive past after work on the way home every day, downtown Reno, that their gas is at like $6.29 a gallon.
Jesus.
And when I drive by, surprisingly, it's often empty.
I thought you were going to say surprisingly there's people there. I'm like,
sometimes there are, but a lot of times there's not anybody there.
I need to have a conversation with those people. That's awful. All right, so this is the chocolate bar with apple wafer nuts.
Speaking of the apple, my meal plan this week.
Yeah.
One of the days I had a pork chop, roasted pork chop, and it had the sauce that you put over the top that had definitely apple in it.
Yeah.
And it was fucking amazing. Absolutely loved it. It was actually one of the best things I had all week.
Yeah,
surprisingly, the steak was not as good as the pork chop or the mac and cheese.
Wow.
It was white truffle mac and cheese.
That should have been way better than anything important.
Somebody just texted and said something about you don't have live chat? ?
On what?
I don't know.
This is pretty good. You could hear the crunch in the microphone. I'm surprised. It's not super crunchy. I think the live chat's turned on both.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
Let me check real quick on the YouTube site. Mouse, bro.
But my white truffle mac and cheese was delicious.
Oh, I thought you were saying it wasn't.
No, the white truffle mac and cheese and the pork chop were actually the best things in it. I was expecting the steak to be the best, although the herb butter that came with the steak was really good, and the potatoes. Wow, I highly recommend it.
Analytics. Yeah, it doesn't have options on YouTube about the chat. I'm pretty sure the chat's open.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too.
Let me type something, see if they can see it, and I'll put it on all of them. Thanks for tuning in. It's Kirk. Hey, Kirk.
Hey, Kirk. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Oh, it pops up yellow so you can tell definitely which one is you. That's nice.
Yeah. We have a long name though too. I mean,
Well, I mean, yeah, definitely. So next is the one that Mike doesn't want to try, but he's going to try it anyway.
Oh, for most of this shit, I don't really want to eat, but I will.
It says tear here. Oh, it wants you to tear it like that. That's
Stupid.
unfortunate. Sorry for the crinkles. What is it with other countries and long chips?
I don't, that's the second one we've had that looked like that.
This one actually has way more that are still long though.
Yeah,
Like
that's a lot to learn.
I get the process. I get they process potatoes before they do this, but why would you do that?
I'll take a very small
Everybody
one.
can see. This is a very long chip. You'll take a small one.
Yeah, a very small one. This is mushroom. I don't much care for mushrooms.
But it's also potato. I know you care for potato.
Yes, deeply care for potato. I once raised a potato from a.
What?
I don't know. I was trying to come up with a joke.
From a little spud.
Yeah.
Hey there, little spud.
Smells like I don't know.
That's a very mushroomy taste.
Guess if I liked it or not.
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh no. Those are all you.
They're not as good as the wasabi long chips. Those I really enjoyed. And anybody that watches that video, you missed your chance on getting those because I ate the rest of them because nobody responded.
Yep. Hello, cat. Thank you.
I need to move microphones again.
We have cat on.
Nice. Hi, cat. Kirk says, you don't like mushrooms? I thought you would because you're such a fun guy. Thanks for that, Kirk.
Thank you.
Where's the mouse and why can I not type?
I think you can type. I've seen you type.
Oh, I think the mouse is just lagging because there's so much going on the screens. That's fun.
So I was watching Theo Vaughn this week, some
Yes.
of his podcast, and he had a carnival guy on there, and he was talking about how the games are rigged and how they would literally fleece people for a lot of money.
Yeah.
He talked about how the one took a car from somebody because he just kept playing, thinking, "Oh, I can win." I'm like, it's not you going into it. I've always known my whole life that it's a scam.
Yeah. You have better odds at a casino than at a carnival.
And he was like, yeah, these gamblers, they go and they're the ones who lose.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also talked about freak shows. Now, that's what they used to be called. That's what they called it. There's another name for it now. I don't know what it is, but
sideshows.
But apparently this guy who was on there, he was related to somebody who was in one of those shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a three-legged man.
What?
He had 3 legs.
Like a real 3 legs, not
like
just
real
a big
3
head.
legs. Yeah. It went leg, penis, leg, penis, leg.
Okay, so most people would call that a reverse Siamese twin.
Well, there's another name
Maybe.
for it. But yeah, there was a twin. That
It's basically like if you had a mermaid.
He was attached.
But it was a fish head. It was a fish head
But it was attached to his body, so
yeah,
it was a twin that would have been a twin, but didn't turn out right.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, but yeah, he had.
I bet he won all the 3-legged races.
Yes, he did. Well, the bad thing for him though is all 3 of them were different lengths.
What?
Yeah. So one was a little bit but
no 2 of them were the same.
But apparently both sets of junk worked.
Wow.
I know somebody out there was going to ask that, so I had to ask him.
Kirk says, did they call him tripod?
They should.
They should have.
Yeah. Apparently he was on the there's an Alice in Chains.
These dill chips are amazing.
Alice in Chains, like CD. The 3-legged guy with picture was on the back. On the front, they had a picture of a three-legged dog. I always thought if I had a 3-legged dog, I'd name it Tripod. I didn't need so many of these. They're dill.
Yeah, this is the perfect episode for Kirk to watch live. There's so much gold here with jokes and dad jokes.
Oh yeah.
I really like them.
All you.
Well, I don't see what the big deal is. Beat you to it, Kirk.
Yeah.
Okay. So, one of the things before we try the the last one. That was the one that we're looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
It's a milk chocolate bar with caramel and Dutch butter cookie filling.
Oh, it's gonna be good. I'm hoping.
It better be.
I can't make.
That's why I saved one of the strawberry fudges, just in case it's not good. But so when I was growing up, we weren't allowed to eat Fruit Loops because it was too sugary and like there's no nutritional value at all, no matter what they lie to you and tell you. So on several occasions, we got Fruit Loops, but my mom would make us not make. After we ate Fruit Loops, she would, here's a little cup. It was a little Kool-Aid Man cup. And mix baking soda with water and brush your teeth with the baking soda and water to like completely wash away all the Fruit Loop everything.
Yeah.
After you eat them.
Huh.
I think we had to do it. I think we had Mountain Dew like once or twice. We weren't allowed to have like because that's a lot of caffeine. So we weren't allowed to have Mountain Dew growing up. And I think there was like 2 or 3 times that we had Mountain Dew also and had to do the same thing.
Wow. I knew somebody who talked about brushing their teeth with, wait for it, salt.
Was it Jake?
No. No, it was somebody I met a long time ago. And I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. But I have to respond to something. And Carmen, the sauce, it did have apple in it, but it wasn't actually apple sauce. It was completely different. And it was absolutely amazing.
Technically, if it has apples and it's a sauce, it can be applesauce.
But I mean,
it might not be the applesauce.
It's not like Mott's applesauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I haven't had that in many years.
It's been a while.
Yeah. My mom used to have it with dinner sometimes. We'd have. Back then, I used to eat a lot of it, but now not anymore.
It was really good with like cinnamon. Just a spoonful of cinnamon right in it and mix it up. It was really good.
Yeah. And it was always Mott's. That was a brand we always had.
Yeah. I think that's the brand everybody had.
Yeah. I don't know if there's even any others.
I think there's like 4 different ones now. Like other than like the Kroger or Great Value.
Yeah.
I'm sure they make them. But
I'm sure they suck too.
So now we'll try. Mike didn't even finish his mushroom chip. Gave him a small one.
Yeah. Still too big.
What else notes you got while I'm opening this?
Well, I was gonna mention. Last week I was gonna mention parking lot etiquette.
Oh yeah, we did not do that. Oh, this is gonna be melty as fuck because it's hot in the room.
Well done.
For those of you watching, if you're wondering, I'm using scissors so that I don't crinkle a massive amount. And definitely now that I know it's melty, it helps even more. That doesn't mush the whole fucking thing.
When you're driving in a parking lot, there's certain things you want to do. You want to look out for pedestrians, especially if you have a busy parking lot. You want to, look behind you before you back out and run into somebody. I've seen somebody do that at work. The guy was honking at him too, and he still just ran right into him.
It's very Play-Doh-y.
Yeah, it is. It smells good.
Tastes pretty good. I was expecting a little more from the butter cookie filling, but it's a subtle, good flavor.
It's good. But another thing, let people in traffic. Don't just try to rush forward to get behind the other person.
No.
Let me in. I want to get out too.
Yeah. And there was somebody this week that pulled up super quick to cut me off so they could go first. And then they ended up waiting for a while because they wanted to turn further in the parking lot because they just got to work.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a large stream of cars coming in because it's work time.
Yeah.
So now I have to wait like 3 minutes for them to be able to turn. Like, Jesus Christ, I knew I should have gone around them.
See, like when you and I get to work, we get early. So we are not usually in a long stream of cars. We usually get there before there's
like
a long stream.
4.
Yeah.
Max 8.
Most times at the security.
Max.
At security, when I show my badge, I don't even have to stop.
Yeah, no.
I just roll. I just slow down, show the badge. They give me a thumbs up, and I go.
So what was your favorite out of these ones?
Candy bar.
This candy bar or that candy bar? The cookie butter?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the dill chips were a close second. The strawberry fudge was good, but it wasn't.
Well, if I had to pick a second, strawberry fudge, then this, and then
Then licking the floor.
Then look at the floor. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Well, what other notes we got? Let me clean up the table a little bit.
But it's just, sometimes it's annoying. I get out of the parking lot and I'm trying to get into traffic and people will not let me go. And they rush to get ahead of me like they're in this big hurry.
Yeah.
And then when we get out on the road and onto I-80, I end up passing them. They're way behind me. I'm like, you're not that much of a fucking hurry. You could have let me in.
My biggest
You could have
problem.
waited the extra 5 seconds.
My biggest problem with I-80 is how many people want to do 30 miles an hour getting on the freeway.
Oh my God, drives me nuts.
So you go around them, and I set my cruise control at 70 almost immediately,
Yeah.
and then count to 30, and here's these people come in like 80 miles an hour to pass me, 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, the
Like,
people who
so
would.
now you want to go fast, but you wouldn't even get on the fucking freeway.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
The freeway is not 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour.
The on-ramp is also called an acceleration ramp because you're supposed to accelerate.
Yes, because you're
to
joining
the
traffic.
speed of fucking.
Because you're going with traffic that is
Yeah.
going faster than you. But
Yeah,
that drives
I
me
don't know.
nuts every day. And then there's also, the merge lane to even get on to one of the roads, to even get to the interstate in the first place. Everybody stops at it.
Yeah, nobody knows when a turn has its own lane. It's like it's always the first time getting to that intersection. It's annoying.
And the light, even when the light's green, and there's clearly no traffic going to be there.
I have to look both ways. Like in downtown Reno, you probably should look both ways before turning right onto a one-way street.
Yeah. There's a couple of one-way streets down there that I try to go the right way. Not far from here.
Sometimes you have to go the left way.
Yes, the correct way.
Yeah.
But I was not far. I was over by not far from the marina, going down the street, and I'm in my lane to get to the turn lane to go left, and this guy going the other way decides to get into my lane
Wow.
to go into a parking lot over there. I'm like,
Just cut straight across.
but no, he cut in. He went into my lane and drove away in my lane, going the wrong way to make that turn. People suck.
Yeah.
They suck at driving.
Let me look up. I was going to pull it up on my phone, but I keep forgetting it's doing TikTok Live.
Have you ever heard of the Black Tape Project?
No, not even a little bit.
Well, there's like it's like a fashion show. And all these women, they walk down the runway, and the clothes they have on is not clothes; it's tape.
Oh, then yes, I have heard of it. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
What it was called.
I saw something about it yesterday, and I saw one where this guy, his job was to put tape on this woman.
Right.
So she's standing in front of him naked. He's putting this tape on, and he's cutting it to form all over her. And it was just, and that's a fashion show.
I mean, people will do anything.
I'm waiting for the day that I see people walking into the mall wearing their tape, or in the grocery store wearing their tape. But a lot of them, they'd have like one piece of tape over their ass. Tape. And this person, she walks forward, turns around, and goes the other way, and it wasn't even a piece of tape. It was just a naked ass.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was a little surprised by that one. Which I can understand. She doesn't want somebody putting a piece of tape in her ass.
Maybe it was there and it got swallowed up.
Yeah, could be.
Could be.
It was a sizable ass.
Wow.
It looked like it had eaten.
Jesus. I was just thinking about it. Since we're doing the live stream, we might have to just do the full hour in a row instead of splitting it to.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Kirk asks, where was that one on career day? The tape applier.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they didn't want too big of a crowd. That one had to have its own day.
All right, so
It'd have to have a whole assembly.
Yeah,
because too many people would be showing up for that. You wouldn't have anybody at the other windows
at all.
No.
You'd be like, oh, I brought my own tape. I'm ready. So I just looked up so I can read more about it. It's called the Rheinheitsgebot. It's the purity law that Germany put in place in 1516. So it was
They
an
do
act.
take their beer seriously in Germany.
Yeah. So they restricted the ingredients in beer to barley, hops, and water. That's it.
Yeah, that's beer ingredients.
But like other flavoring, yeast, like everything else wasn't allowed. So the reason they did this is a lot of people were starting to put wheat in beers because it's way cheaper, but it causes a lot of issues. And then it's
That's called Hefeweizen.
yeah, but that's so it's adapted. Like they've changed a little bit
Yeah.
to allow yeast, but that's not what they wanted as beer back then.
Yeah, that's the beer minimum.
Yeah. So blah 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 is recognized as the first and best known consumer protection law still enforced in Germany and probably around the world. The website I was reading the other day or last night says they claim that it's the oldest. I'm like, you don't have to claim that. Like it's since 1500s. It's yours. Like, I don't know any other like purity law, like consumer protection, anything that's ever been anywhere near that old. So the purity, science, technology, and the industrial revolution have dramatically changed the process in the past 5 centuries. Mostly through the discovery of yeast, which was included as a fourth ingredient in the modern interpretation of the Reinheitsgebot. I could be pronouncing that wrong, by the way. Modern breweries use blah, 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 ion exchangers, Trub flotation tanks. There's a lot of stuff that I don't feel like reading.
Yeah.
So the history of it, in the Middle Ages, monasteries under privileges granted by the feudal lords were primarily responsible for brewing in Germany. The monks were the main providers of food, including beer, and shelter to pilgrims and other travelers, and they learned that strong beer sustained them during their frequent fasts. That's because it's not fasting anymore. You're drinking the calories. A
Well,
bunch of winners.
the thing is you'll find that a lot in Europe, a lot of the different alcohols that were invented and are made over time were started by monks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because they really don't have much to do. They pray and don't talk. So they made a lot of
Not
alcohol.
all monks take a vow of silence,
Well,
Mike.
a lot of them do. And the ones that don't are like, damn, this is some good beer. Or damn, this is some good.
I think it's the ones that
champagne.
took the vow of silence that end up doing it because everybody else is talking to them and they're like, God, I just want them to stop talking.
Yeah, that's why they're drinking so much. Yeah.
Could be.
Because there's some people who will not stop talking.
So then it goes to talk about as the commercial brewing profits of the tax exempt monasteries increased, so did the power of the secular lords. So they revoked the clergy's exclusive right to brew beer and established court breweries, Hofbrauhäuser, which were operated by the lords or secular brewers under a license for a fee. So, like licensing out the rights to brew beer.
So I don't know when they made the different policies and standards for wine, but like Italy and France, they've had standards for their wine for a long time that you had to follow.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I mean, because they expect Italy, they take their food and wine very seriously. So does France.
As early as 1156, Frederick I issued the Justitia Civitas, which decreed that any brewer in Augsburg who brewed bad beer or poured an unjust measure would have their beer destroyed, be fined, and possibly have their license revoked. Damn. So if you have bad beer or you short somebody,
they take their beer seriously.
Other cities such as Nuremberg and Erfurt passed similar laws. Munich issued an ordinance about 1447 that would become the forerunner of the Reinheitsgebot and stated that brewers could only use barley, hops, and water. So yeah, like it's just like a whole fucking massive thing on everything about it. It was a super interesting read when I found it. But because a lot of people, like I said, were trying to put wheat, which was super fucking cheap, in it instead of just hops.
Yeah.
Like they would use a little bit of hops and then a shitload of wheat.
Yeah.
So it would dilute the flavor, it would dilute the alcohol content. And they couldn't add yeast yet because not many people knew about it, or what they was unknown. So they couldn't spike the volume back up of the alcohol content. So they were basically pouring water, wheat flavored water.
Yes. But there was a wheat beer I used to like when I lived in Nebraska, from the Boulevard Brewery out of Kansas City. Boulevard unfiltered wheat, and it was delicious. Put a little lemon
Never
in
heard
it.
of it.
Yeah, it's regional.
Yeah,
it's a micro.
Okay, I was gonna say, did people know that if you sell it to more than just your local
Well,
neighborhood, you can make more money?
it doesn't start out that quick. You don't just
Well, I know,
open a brewery and then you're nationwide.
but there's some like stupid small breweries that have the
Yeah.
like 4 packs that we were talked about a couple episodes ago of like they're $7 a can.
There's the oldest brewery in the country is in Pennsylvania, and I've still never had beer from them because they don't sell it anywhere near here.
Taylor, send us one.
Yes, Yingling.
Oh, that's them.
Yeah,
I really don't like much of their stuff.
I've never had it.
You've
So,
never had any Yingling?
no,
They
so,
sell them everywhere.
where?
Lee's Lee's Discount,
I've never
Total
seen it
Wine.
there. I've never seen it Total Wine. I never saw it in the state of Nebraska.
I've had it many times in Vegas.
Oh, well,
I don't. That's weird. Kat says that's why she likes German beer. German beer is some of my favorite.
yeah.
I think Europeans know how to make beer. Probably
Well,
better.
it happened because part of Europe kind of froze at one point, and they had to shift gears from wine because grapes are not good in freezing, and they started making beer,
I
and
mean,
it
if
started
they
working
hurry
out
up and
better.
turn it into alcohol, it won't freeze.
But it worked out better for them to make beer. Well, if you look at the other part of Europe where it didn't have that freeze, they had thriving wine.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's part of history. It's
makes sense.
but yeah, I like stout. You know, Irish.
Stouts are good.
But
Yeah,
I've had some
there's
good German beers,
a lot of good Irish stouts.
mostly Guinness. But yeah,
So when I was talking to the roommate about that, we were talking about just alcohol in general and like how big of a business and just how much money is being
oh,
made.
it's ridiculous.
It's insane,
Which
massively
which I'm
insane.
telling you, there's a. I know it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's true.
A what?
Conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Like when you're in certain neighborhoods and how you see a lot of liquor stores and pawn shops, and they have all these advertisements for alcohol and beer
Mm.
and cigarettes. Because if they get you spending all your money on those things, you're not going to get away from it. You're going to be staying right where you're at, right where they want you.
Where's the conspiracy part?
And the conspiracy is keeping people there.
As opposed to going where? Across the street?
Well, to a better neighborhood, anywhere. It's true. It's fact. Have you ever been to Beverly Hills? Do you see big alcohol ads? Do you see cigarette ads on the gas stations? No,
I mean,
because they know if they keep people spending all their money on cigarettes and beer, they're not gonna be able to afford to do other things.
well, yes. I don't know that it's that big of
It
a.
is.
I don't know.
I don't know. Think about all the things that they try to ban because they kill people, and think about how many people gets killed by cigarettes every year, and how they keep.
How many more people get killed by hammers? I mean, maybe not more, but
But I'm just saying, if you want to start working on banning different things, but you're going to keep having people overpay for cigarettes.
yeah, because it's a fat tax on it. Just like did Cali actually enact that? I know they were talking about it that they were going to start putting a fat tax on like Big Macs and
Oh, probably.
like full meals at different fast food restaurants and everything. I don't remember.
I don't know.
But so then we start talking about just like the alcohol. I can't think of that fucking word. Industry.
Yeah.
Wow. That was gone. And because we were drinking a little bit, and he was like, "Oh, I'm already feeling it because these 2 drinks." I'm like, "I would really like for that to happen." He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, I don't feel it until like there's a lot, and then I feel most of it all at one time. So it made me think of this story I read a long time ago that had this guy that had a weird gut condition that it would. The guy never drank, but he had issues at work, and I think he had a DUI. And they're like, he's like, I don't drink. I don't understand why. He's like, I'm sober, like passed whatever field sobriety test, but he didn't pass the breathalyzer. And so they take him. I think it was small town. So they take him home, talk to his wife, and they're like, how much does he drink? They're like, no, he doesn't. He doesn't drink at all. So he had some issue in his gut to where there was bacteria or something
Yeah.
that would metabolize the sugars and carbs that he would eat and turn it to alcohol before it's digested.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
he just was always drunk and didn't really know until like you imagine that?
Damn.
It's like, yeah,
That's
I'm gonna
crazy.
have some bread and whatever for breakfast, and then they're like, oh, I feel great on the way to work. Like, I don't know why.
That's some good bread.
Yeah, and then come to find out, like I think it was just several rounds of antibacteria or antibiotics in order to like clear his gut up.
I was watching a video recently. There was an attorney on there explaining about field sobriety tests. He was saying that the reason they have people do field sobriety test is because
Just to incriminate themselves.
It's because people can't pass it. Even sober people have trouble passing it.
Yeah.
So then so they can give them the ticket. Yeah.
Yep.
So they were saying don't do them. If they stop you and tell you to do field sobriety,
yeah.
No.
So this is not legal advice.
No, it's not legal
However,
advice. I also heard a cop talk about it.
If a cop tries to do the eye test, like follow my finger, technically, this might vary state to state also, but often only a doctor or medical professional can administer that test and interpret the results.
Yeah.
So unless that cop is also a fucking doctor, which I'd be willing to bet 99% of the time it's a fucking no.
I can tell you when a cop though does that, and he says follow my finger. If you show him your finger, they don't like that. they don't. They I don't know why, but they don't like
not
that.
at all. So you can decline. Again, this is not legal advice. You can decline a breathalyzer. You have time set aside because you're probably going to get arrested if you do this.
Yeah.
You can decline a breathalyzer. You can decline the field sobriety test. Then they'll arrest you, and they'll try to say that you have to give blood, to get blood taken for the
If they
test.
ask you for blood, tell them you need to go to the hospital.
You can tell them that you decline that also, but you can say like, take me to the hospital to get the blood drawn, or like they have phlebotomists at whatever processing center.
But if you go to the hospital, for one thing, it takes longer to get there.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Yeah.
But also, you can decline the blood test and make them get a warrant for it.
Yeah.
Now, there's caveats. Like if it's your first DUI, you can decline everything in Nevada. If it's your second DUI, I think you can decline the breathalyzer, but not blood. And if it's your third or later, you can't decline anything. So look up your own fucking laws, or just don't drive drunk.
Yeah, and probably that last one's probably the best.
But
have your
high or fuck.
Have your attorney on speed dial.
Yeah.
So you can have him on speakerphone with your teeth. He can talk to the cop for you.
Be like, here, can you hold my phone? I can't balance because I don't have a phone in my right hand. But yeah, you can decline shit. That's your right most of the time. Just look up what you're allowed to do.
I saw another interesting driver on the way here today. I stopped at Smith's real quick and I was pulling out, and some guy was in a crosswalk with his bicycle, and there was a truck. So the bicycle pulls forward a little, he goes forward like he's going to cross the crosswalk, then he stops, and then this big Ram truck starts to move forward, and then he stops. They're both looking at each other like, who's going to go? And then, of course, they both go at the same time, and the guy on the bicycle almost gets hit by the guy with the Ram truck.
Jesus Christ. And
then he's sitting there pounded on the side of his truck. Yeah.
Wow.
The truck slams on his brakes. He's, what the fuck is your They're yelling at each other. And then I'm sitting there waiting. I'm sitting in the crosswalk waiting.
All this. I don't see almost anything.
I see it all. But I'm sitting in this crosswalk waiting for the guy to get across. And he looks at me, giving me one of these things. And I'm like, what the fuck do you want from me? I'm clearly stopped. I apologize for that noise. I'm like, I am clearly not running you over right now.
Normally, I'm the one that nails the microphone arm.
Yeah, well, I had to get a little animated there. But yeah, he's looking at me, and I'm like, you can see I'm stopped, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like it's normally a pretty obvious thing when somebody isn't fucking moving.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for your dumbass to walk your bike across the street. Because first he was trying to ride it, and then he decided to pedal it. But as soon as he gets...
Hold on. First he decided to ride it, then
he decided to walk it.
Okay. Just checking.
That was a Biden moment. So then he but of course, as soon as he gets to another intersection, he's going to be in the street like it's an automobile. But as soon as there's a crosswalk, he acts like a pedestrian.
I mean, that's technically how you're supposed to ride a fucking bicycle.
Well,
like it's an automobile, unless there's a bike lane, which sometimes there is. But also, people don't know, like on Sparks, there's a fucking whole bike path.
Oh, I know.
People don't go on it on their bicycle.
I know they don't use it, so I'm always tempted to use it for my car. But yeah,
Almost
no,
might as well.
but it's just, if you're on a bike, if you're going to treat it like an automobile, you're not supposed to be using the crosswalk.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not
and
at all.
and the Ram truck probably shouldn't have been running them over.
Probably not.
Yeah. I think it might have gotten up underneath, because he had a lifted truck. Might have had
They just
bicycle parts and parts he didn't want.
not tall enough for him to just ride directly under and miss everything.
That reminds me, I saw a video.
That's what now.
This is great. I got to mention this because
It is
this
warm in
woman,
here.
she's working on her car and she's pouring water where the oil should go. This guy's like, hold on, you probably shouldn't be doing that. And she's like, I've got a boyfriend. I can do what I want. I can fix my car wherever I want. And then she goes back to pouring the water back into her.
I've seen a couple of those videos. I really want to say a lot of those are staged.
Oh, I hope so.
I'm sure some of that happens, but a lot of those videos are massively staged because everybody's, well, that's so fucking stupid. Why didn't he just help her anyway? Then everybody's like, well, I don't see what the problem is. Like, just no.
I saw another video that had to be staged. This guy's got this nice sports car, and this woman's leaning on the car looking in the window. He's like, excuse me. She's like, I have a boyfriend. He's like, I just want you to get off my car.
That I would believe that's real.
But no, she's sitting there knocking on the door trying to get in the car. She's about to drive away. So I'm like, no, go away.
Yeah.
It's not even funny because it's like the 15th one I've seen.
When I had I've done it several times.
I remember
the Prelude I've told you about. When I had my Camaro in Vegas, I did it coming out of Circus. There were these kids, these two, they were probably teenagers-ish, 2 boys and a girl, and they were leaned up on the back of my trunk. Almost the same fucking story as the Prelude. And they're acting like it's their car. So I come up and I'm like, hey, like, can I fucking help you? They're like, no, I'm good. I'm like, okay, dope. Well, can you be good over there? Like, not on my fucking car? No. He's like, no. And looks at his chick. He's like, no, it's my car. Like, this is mine. I'm like, the fuck, it's not. And like, remote start it. I'm like, what are you doing?
He's using the force. That's how he started your car. I mean, his car.
Yeah, I'm like, get the fuck off of my car. I'm like, this is wild.
Are they going to expect you to drive it at some point?
Yeah.
Didn't you have a story about that happening to the Double Deuce too? Double Down?
Yeah, that's where the Prelude was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drummer from the Double Down was trying to fucking act like my car was his. This super riced out Fast and the Furious style Prelude.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fucking, if I come out, I'm like, yeah, you want to ride? I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I put this and this on there. Doesn't even know what they are.
I mean, people exist.
Yeah.
They're out there.
Yeah, some more than others.
Soon we're gonna have to figure out how to set up the room to have another person on it. We need to figure out the fucking heating in this room first.
Oh my God, yes.
Because it's about to get summer and it's not yet, and it's already uncomfortable in here.
I'm sweating some.
Yes. But my brother called. I was talking to my brother a little bit, and
we're in a sweat lodge.
Apparently, I like saunas. I just like when I go to a sauna because then I do it on purpose.
Well, if you see a vision, we'll have to get somebody to interpret it for you.
Okay.
I'm not qualified.
But my brother listens and watches the podcast. I didn't know that. He told me this like last week.
Did you tell me we were going to be live?
I think so.
Well, if you didn't, then you dropped the ball.
I don't know. Derek, are you watching? Anyway, so he was saying that he wants to, because he still hasn't been up to Reno to visit. He was saying he wants to come up and visit and maybe get him on. So we're gonna have to figure out, because I kind of miss having people on every now and then.
Yeah.
So we have to figure out something to do with the mics. I was just looking at like how to drill it into the table. That might be the best option. Like I can just drill the table and then fucking like hard mount.
We can always have Josh back on. He hasn't been on in a while.
Yeah, that would be.
He's our.
What was that noise?
Good question. But yeah, he was our. He's been our most. Is
that the most viewed episode?
No, he's been our most.
The most
often guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody else has only been one-time guest.
Yeah. But yeah. So I figured.
Who we all had? We had T. We had Josh. We had
T, Trey, Josh, and Nathan. So I want to get Scott on.
Yeah.
Because Wish.com Theo Vaughn, it's going to be fucking hilarious.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to get a three-legged man on.
I don't believe you.
I don't know any.
But yeah, I want to get Scott. It'd be dope to have Josh back. My brother at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, first we have to figure out airflow in this fucking room.
Absolutely.
Because there's a vent right here, and I don't think it's venting.
Anybody watching, you don't understand just how hot it really is in this room right now.
It's at least, I don't know, 85.
I was going to say 80, 81.
Yeah, it's at least 80 or 85 in here. It's warm. I think part of the issue, well, one, the computer's running. Two, the lights are on. And so not just lights. I have studio lights to the side.
Yeah.
And the TV that I have is an old Samsung flat screen. It's an A series. If anybody knows anything about the TVs and like their ages, it's one of the first Samsung flat screens. So it puts off some fucking heat. So I need to replace that.
There's somebody I watch on YouTube. He's got these sunglasses on. They're all completely mirrored, and you can see his lighting in the background.
Ronan, as a buddy of mine says, preheated oven.
Yeah, we're baking.
Yeah. Let me react to a couple of these. I forgot I could.
But there's a light, and you can see it in his glasses as he's doing his pod. He's one of the people I hear a lot about Danny Masterson about.
Oh yeah, you never talked about what you were going to say about Danny Masterson.
I was going to mention about how there's been more talk about how the Church of Scientology hides the facts. Like, no, don't go tell the police about it. We'll take care of you, type thing, to keep their members out of trouble.
Wow.
And it's not the first one I've heard about where they do that.
I mean, isn't that what the Catholic Church does?
Well, that's with their actual members, their priests and stuff like that. This is somebody who's, like a parishioner, I guess would be what you would call them.
Just an audience member?
Yeah. But to be, to level up in the Church of Scientology, it has to do with how much money you give. And
yeah,
apparently
it's a pay-to-play game. It's not a skill-based.
And apparently they put themselves in your life like a lot. Like Leah Remini had a whole TV series about her getting away from it.
Yeah, because it's a cult.
Yeah. But they don't drink Kool-Aid.
I didn't say it was that kind of cult.
I'm just saying, I mean, they might drink Kool-Aid, but it's not poison.
It's not the Kool-Aid cult.
Yeah.
Also, unpopular opinion, all religions are technically cults. They're just varying levels of societal acceptance behind them.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, I mean, to a degree, like, the police officers are in a cult.
Yeah.
It's technically a gang. Because if you read, like, if you go down the list of what it qualifies you as a gang, of, like, you consistently have meetings to determine, like, power and, like, delegate instructions and, like, whatever. It's for profit. You wear certain colors or a uniform or have insignias. Like, you go down the list and you're like, cop.
See, other than the uniform and the insignia, pretty much work is a cult.
Yeah. And you have to have a fake smile, a plastic smile on nonstop. I love it here.
Oh, it's great.
Happy Monday. How are you?
Everybody's doing everything exactly perfectly.
Oh, there you go, Mike. Happy Monday.
It's actually Monday.
Exactly.
So yeah. I'll take it.
I was waiting to see if you caught it instantly, or you were like, oh, okay, it is Monday.
So somebody at work was saying, it's Friday. I was like, no, it's Thursday. She just wasn't working the 2 days. And I was like, no, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
And she's like, and I said something about Saturday being called Friday. And she's like, I like calling Saturday Friday. And I'm like, I like the calendar.
I like calling the sky green.
But when she said Happy Friday, I actually said Happy Halloween. And the look she gave me this funny look, like, what the fuck? Kirk was standing right there. Halloween. And I said to her, she gave me this look, and I was like, listen, if people can call Saturday Friday, I can call every day Halloween. And Kirk was right there. I could hear him laughing as I was walking away.
That's amazing. It's a nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
Didn't comment on that earlier.
I was actually going to wear the Grogu shirt today, and I I totally forgot, and then I saw the Spider-Man one and ended up wearing that.
So, if you're listening on the podcast, he's wearing an amazing Spider-Man, like the front of a comic.
Yeah.
Then he has new shoes.
I do.
He hasn't showed the bottom of his shoe to the camera in a long time.
The bottom. These are my new Halloween shoes. They do glow in the dark.
They're Halloween Air Forces that have like little bugs and skulls and stuff.
They're called the Air Force One Experimental Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah, and I've been wanting these shoes since they came out in 2021, and I finally got them last week.
Wow.
Yeah. It wasn't slow shipping. I just wasn't able to get them.
Okay.
I finally got a decent bid on them.
That's comforting.
Yeah. That would.
Yeah, I remember you telling me when you bid on them.
Yeah. I would be really mad.
So if nobody understood Kirk says I'm worried about that calendar. Its days are numbered. The classic dad joke there.
Yeah.
See if I can. I don't know.
I was going to say put the 100 on it because it's a number.
I don't know if that did the video or his comment. Who cares? So the bottom of your shoe comment, when Mike was wearing different shoes almost every episode at the beginning, he was like, "Here, look at these shoes." And like the first 2 or 3 times that he tried to show his shoe, because it's weird to like extend your foot and like try to show it. The first time he showed his shoe, he's like, "See, it's nice. See?" And I'm like, "Mike, that's the bottom. Can you tilt it a little bit?"
At least when I wear my Dior Jordans, it actually says Dior on the bottom of one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love the Dioras. Those are great shoes.
I barely remember what they look like. Were those the ones that were like the weird blue, or no?
Kind of like almost a gray, but they say Dior all over the Nike swoosh, and I wore them on our anniversary edition.
Oh yeah. Message back to Kirk. Keep the dad jokes coming.
We were going to talk about the Disney movies I haven't seen.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Sword in the Stone.
Nope.
I'm fucking turning the stream off. What the fuck? Sword in the Stone's one of my favorite movies.
I started to watch it one day, and it was like I was very tired.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood. Which Robin Hood?
The fucking Disney one. That's animated.
Okay, I've seen that.
The anthropomorphic animals.
We actually had an album that had the pages and the.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen that one. But you said
Fox and the Hound.
Fox and the Hound, yes.
Okay, you're doing a little better now. You've seen Aladdin.
I've seen Aladdin. I've seen all
Sleeping
the
Beauty.
No.
Little Mermaid,
I know
you
the
haven't
gist of it.
Cinderella.
Cinderella, no.
Kirk said his girls are watching Sword in the Stone in the next room. I love that movie so much. It's amazing. That was the first thing when Disney Plus came out. That was the first thing that I watched when Disney Plus came out, and I had an account, was Sword in the Stone.
Some of those Disney movies, I was watching movies like Halloween, Friday the 13th, The Exorcist.
Yeah. No, I remember you telling me about it, but
yeah, I was a child when I was seeing I was at home alone watching The Exorcist. Lights out. Scared the shit out of me. I still watch horror movies to this day. I'm glad to see one on Wednesday.
my friend's telling me I have to watch Shogun on Hulu.
I keep seeing ads for it. My mom had read the book years ago.
It is warm.
It's a book that you'd carry around and look impressive because it's so fucking thick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a huge book. Yeah, and the series has been going on for a long time. It is on Hulu.
Sorry, I'm commenting back to a couple people right now.
I do too know good movies.
So I just said Jeremy loves that movie. Mike just doesn't know good movies, I guess.
There's a lot of good movies I like.
Ferngully.
No.
I think I've only seen that once.
I might have seen that one.
A Bug's Life. That's Pixar, but
Bug's Life, yeah.
I've
also seen Ant.
Ants, I think I've only seen once. Small Soldiers.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay. I'm running out of what Disney movies. I'm just trying to think back to
Well, ask our people.
Disney VHS collection.
Yeah, if it's that, it's probably none.
Let's just look at this picture. Can you show me the
Bambi I saw, but it was a very long time ago. Made me want some venison.
Jungle Book?
It's many, many years ago.
Oh, will you the picture? Thank you.
I have not seen Pocahontas.
Fantasia.
Fantasia, yeah, actually, my school went to that together.
Alice in Wonderland.
No.
Lady and the Tramp.
Yes.
I feel like you're just saying yes.
No, I saw that as a
White.
kid. Snow White, no.
Dumbo.
Dumbo, yes.
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins, no.
You've never seen Mary Poppins? Have you seen Hook?
Hook, I've seen a Hook.
Okay, we can stay friends. 101 Dalmatians.
101 Dalmatians, yes.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. Well, Winnie the Pooh had a lot of things.
This is the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
I don't know if I've seen that one. I've seen a lot of Winnie the Pooh, though.
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, yes. I actually saw that. I told you about it on here. I saw that as a marionette show once.
Average. Oh, I need to go check it, how long we've been streaming. No, I don't have to. It's 6:56, so we can wrap up pretty soon.
The Aristocats, nope.
The Rescuers.
The Rescuers, I have seen that.
Melody Time, I don't know that one. Bedknobs and Broomsticks, I don't think that's
Nope.
the old one. Hercules.
Hercules, nope.
The Black Cauldron.
Nope.
The Three Caballeros was hilarious.
I don't even know it.
It's
Oliver and Company, maybe.
Pocahontas.
No.
Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
No, but I have been on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Pete's Dragon.
Pete's Dragon, yes.
Okay. And Milan.
Milan, I have seen both the live action and the animated. I was curious about them. Speaking of live action, though, I started watching the live action of Dumbo.
Yeah.
And it was less about the elephant, more about the people, and I got irritated and stopped it.
Wow.
Could not keep watching. It's called Dumbo. It's not the family around Dumbo.
Kirk said Wish. It's new. What's new?
Wish.
I don't know. Oliver and Company, I've seen. He has not. I can just answer that for him.
Yeah.
Mike, we're gonna have to have you watch some better movies. That's what I keep saying.
I watched so many good movies. I would like to point out that I have recommended to Kirk, and he enjoyed it very, very much. 11/22/63, which is a mini series, but it was still.
Oh, so I watched all that. 101 Dalmatians. Cat says Shogun's good. 101 Dalmatians, old Peter Pan Disney movie. I like both of those. I grew up watching all of those. But yeah, so I found 11/22/63 on one of the programs I have.
Yeah.
And I know I've seen it before, but I think I've only saw the first like 2 or 3 episodes.
It came out in 2016.
I think I only saw the first 2 or 3 episodes because it stopped being very familiar after that. And it was really good. I really liked it.
But it's weird. There's a lot of differences from the book. Like in the book, it's set in 2000. He starts in 2011, where in the movies, in the series, he starts in 2016. And when he goes back in time, he goes back to 1958. In the book, he doesn't go back to 1960. And there's some other things, but those are just things that are, time-wise.
Well, nice.
Yeah, but
yeah, I really like it.
The book is really good. The movie's good. I mean, the series is good. So people out there, if you see this at some point and you're wanting to watch something good, that's something to watch.
Yeah. So we'll have to figure out what are we going to do. Are we going to drop this one on Friday?
Friday.
I mean, I think the live will stay on YouTube and Facebook, but we can still just dump it.
Yeah.
And maybe if I feel like it, it's probably not going to happen. Of like split the video into 2. and find a seam to just like reintroduce and continue the conversation. But I don't know. So this time,
So like right now, probably not be a good time to split it.
welcome back to Some Effect. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so we'll see. So this one might just be one for the next week, and then we might be able to record on Sunday. So if we drop this Friday, we'll have to record on Sunday 2 episodes, and then start doing Monday, Friday. No, that'll get us, because we'll have to change to Sundays all the time then. No problem. Thanks for watching, Kirk, and commenting along.
I know it's a big shock that I'm drinking the Dr. Pepper during the episode.
To who? People without Dr. Peppers? Maybe.
People who've never watched.
Have a great weekend, Kirk. We're at an hour now. I can't think of anything else I need to talk about other than the notes on my phone that I'll have written down next time. I think we might start doing, I don't know, like maybe once every 2 months, 3 months, do a live.
We'll do the occasional live.
And we'll figure out what to do on the next one. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Some Offense Intended. On TikTok and Twitter at Some Offense Pod. Oh, I figured out why we can't go live on the TikTok. It's actually 1,000 followers, not 100.
That's what
I don't know why I was thinking 100 the whole time.
Somebody told me 1,000.
Wrong decimal point. So go follow stuff, and we'll eventually be able to live stream from the Some Offense Intended TikTok instead of from my personal one, which doesn't bother me at all. But I'll talk to you next time. Goodbye. Do I stop it here or end it here?